Hi, this is Vinny Tartamella, and I'm also known as Vinny Art Online. I'm a comic book creator and a former designer, former lead toy designer at McFarlane Toys. And today we're going to be breaking into this other Star Wars figure. So here's Mara Jade. For those unfamiliar with her, I don't believe she's canon anymore because Disney destroyed all that because they're awful. She was actually Emperor Palpatine's most trusted assassin, who then became a smuggler, and then ultimately she became the wife of Luke Skywalker. So a very cool character. I believe all the artwork you see in this packaging is from the Dark Horse comics. But again, I don't normally get Black Series Star Wars figures anymore. She's one of the last ones out of the good stuff that Disney had done in the past. And I wanted to review this one. So I've had her for a while now. I haven't had a chance to do a proper review of her. But yeah, I might have had this figure for close to 6 months. I don't know, maybe a little longer. But she's really cool, and I wanted to break this one down. The box, the artwork's okay for what it is in the front, but I think when you open up the inside, instead of just having the info on the inside, there should have been a nice shot of the figure. But instead, the figure is wrapped up like a mummy inside the packaging. So this is classic Hasbro when they were trying to go paperless and it blew up in their faces and people got very upset. So, and I mean, how can you not get upset? This is the most ridiculous packaging I've ever seen. But anyway, so here's the figure right out of the box, and she is really nice. This one kind of surprised me a little bit. I wasn't expecting as much articulation that the figure actually does have, so that was cool to see. I believe the lower half of her body is a reuse from I'm gonna screw this one up. Is it Jaina Solo? It might have been that one. It was a Black Series figure that came out a number of years ago, who I believe was one of the twins of one of the children of Han and Leia, and she had like this black suit. She was like a pilot or something, and I believe that lower half is all her. I could be wrong, but I know I have that figure, but I don't know where it is right now. I'd have to dig through boxes, but regardless, what is here that is new, that looks pretty new, I do like. The head sculpt is fantastic. I really like the expression and the hair flow and all that stuff. They did a very nice job. There's no wash on it, no extra detail other than the sculpt work, because that's just how Hasbro is. The arms look really nice, although I'm not a fan of single jointed elbows like that, but it's okay for her. But like I said, the rest of the articulation is really nice, so we're going to break into that. But overall, I do think, they did a very good job with her, and she is a fan favorite character. But anyway, head sculpt, not really much going on. You got left and right movement. Up and down is almost non-existent, unless I didn't want to take the head off. I don't think there's a hinge in there though. There's a ball joint in the shoulder, but there's no bicep cut, so it's more limited there. The single bend at the elbow, it's kind of normal what they've been doing with these. The wrist is kind of okay, but well, I'm gonna get into that. That hula hoop action is fantastic. The hinge at the hips, amazing. I love that. I love that they did that. Look how far she could go. So that's the type of articulation that should be applied in more figures. They're doing something similar now with Marvel Legends, their new female figures, but they made it a little bit better than what we have here. Leg splits are okay. Upper thigh rotation, double hinge for the knee, which is excellent. She doesn't have much of a butt, but I mean, they try to take sex appeal away from everything, don't they? She does have a hinge and swivel thing going on with the foot, which is excellent. So all in all, pretty good. Now this bummed me out about the wrist. It is sculpted on a weird angle, like it's pointing outward. So you can't have her like looking straight down the barrel of her gun, which is stupid. And you go to move it and it'll fall right out of her hand. So this was really bad engineering and sculpt work right from the get-go. That means they just wanted a fixed pose with her, and that's a fail, if you ask me. Engineering should have been way better on that. But you could put it into the holster, and it looks fine there. But yeah, that is such a missed opportunity. Here, her only other accessory is the lightsaber with the purple on there, and it looks really good. And you could remove it, like with all the Black Series figures. And if you want to hang it on her belt, you could definitely do that. And that looks just fine. Good stuff there. So yeah, and again, the belt sculpt work, all that's really good. Here she is with Starkiller, Galen Marek, I believe his name is. But yeah, there's a full review. I'll link to him as well. And he's more limited in his articulation, but he still looks really nice. She is surprisingly fun to pose. I thought she'd have more limitations, but all around, I was pretty happy with that one. So, like I said, we're getting into it a little bit regarding the type of figures Hasbro makes. I think the Black Series usually suffers in a big way out of all their lines of figures. It's like there's less articulation, less paint applications, and it's a shame because these characters I think need a little more respect. Saying that, she is a very solid figure though. He could have been a whole lot better, and on the full review of him I break that down. But all in all, still really cool. I do like both characters, their stories and all that stuff, and I do think that the representation of them in plastic form is pretty nice. And like I said, you can get some pretty cool poses here and there. I think you get a lot more with her than you could with him, but you know, it is what it is. They need to start stepping up these lines. Double hinges for the elbows, for the knees. They need all that. I mean, I'm glad she has the knees like that, but I believe she is a part reuse from another figure. But yeah, he needed better joints for sure. So I don't know, Hasbro. I don't know why you keep screwing up the Star Wars stuff. The Indiana Jones stuff is even worse than this, which is pretty sad. You know, you have great franchises, great characters, and they don't go all out. So it's kind of ridiculous. But Mara Jade is really cool. Again, you're going to see a couple different poses here just to give people ideas of what you could do for posability stuff. And she's fun. She is a fun figure. I like the face. The hair sculpt is nice. Yeah, articulation is a little bit lacking in the neck and in the arms, but everywhere else is pretty damn solid. So with that being said, like I said, you could still get some good stuff going with this. And she's going to look fantastic if you are a Star Wars fan and you put her on your shelf. There's her falling out of the sky or something. I don't know. I was just trying to think of other poses you could do, especially if you have your own kind of stand. By the way, for the price that they charge on these figures, why isn't some kind of a scan included with all of them? Because they definitely need it, you know? And yeah, I don't know. It's upsetting that they go cheap like that. Look at SH Figure Arts. They do a great job adding bases and stuff. But she does get an 8.5, a very solid figure. Be sure to pick up my Volume 3 art book as well. This thing is perfect bound, 64 pages. Absolutely amazing. So you don't want to miss out on this one. Again, this is the Volume 3. It's available right now in Indiegogo for a limited time. Yeah, more information soon on some of my other projects. And yeah, upcoming stuff. There's also going to be a sneak peek at City Venus 2 in this book. So yeah, you're not going to want to miss this at all. Like I said, this is going to be the next major comic book that I am releasing. This one's going to be around 52 pages. Hi, for anyone looking for some amazing comic books, this is part of my collection. I am the artist and creator of Shadow of the Kraken. This is a beautiful pirate story, 52 pages, beautiful artwork. Yeah, everything you need out of a great pirate story, you're right here. We have City of Venus. It's a futuristic story. Also another one that I totally created. Beautiful. If you love kind of post-apocalyptic worlds, beautiful women, sci-fi, action. This has a little bit of everything in it. So if you're looking for that, on that campaign, You could also get, for a limited time, volume 1 and 2 of my art books. These are loaded with amazing images, 52 pages each. Yeah, they got pretty much everything you need in there. And we have, of course, hardcover book. This is Through the Woods, co-created and written by Frankie Tartamella, my brother. And yeah, I did all the artwork. This is 100 pages. You get the entire story in here, beginning, middle, end. You get all of it, and it is truly amazing. So if you're looking for a great ghost story, this is definitely the book for you. Just click the link in the descriptions, and yeah, these books ship immediately.